Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Well, good morning, everybody. It is a complete mess outside right now. It is just 70 miles an hour wind I have outside of my house. Also, some power fluctuations, so we're going to put our UPS to the test. I'm already discovering that my monitor is not up to par. This monitor over here is like it'll stay on for a little bit, and then it'll turn off and it'll start turning off and on. Oh, look at that. Lobo Trader's got the cool little icon next to his name. Wow. It looks way cooler than I thought it would. It looks way cooler than I thought it would. I'm quite happy with it. By the way, were you able to get into the Discord and see the Bitcoin images? I put those up yesterday. Down in the data channel. Well, let's try and fix this monitor. I may have to just, I don't know. Oh, that didn't work. Guys. There, that worked. Okay, so let's see if we can get through the whole thing here and then. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's way back here. All right, so if we recall, on Friday we had another big downturn, and then during Labor Day a little bit of a pullback here in the S&P 500. Trade is likely to get a lot difficult. A lot more difficult because, this was the easy trade, guys. And we got 2 easy trades on that. Now we're likely to get quite a bit of back and forth. So, pretty negative overnight. We'll see if they try and make a recovery or if they just go down. I can see, like, if we're to assume that, like, the last month was all just nonsense, then I think that there's a good chance that we could come down into these areas down in here. It kind of depends on if they read this as further weakness or if they just say, okay, SoftBank is out of their position. That's it. They're done. We can move on. We'll see. Meanwhile, treasuries higher overnight. Not super huge, but they're definitely moving. But on Friday, there was quite a bit of a drop here, kind of across the curve, and you can see some of the spreads are flattening. Not a good sign. Oil in particular, really taking it on the nose. Bad day on Friday, bad day today. Pretty ugly. Gold still depressed. Copper coming down, but copper still performing the best out of the things that we've been watching. And you can see the 6J is just skyrocketing here over the past 30 minutes or so. Oh, the 6J is taking off. I think that here, I'm not going to take any real trades today because I was up all night and man. But Obby's World asks, is school going to be canceled? Well, we haven't heard anything yet. We did get messages from the school, but they haven't said that it's going to be canceled. Is that Abby? Is that my daughter? I don't know what her YouTube name is. That's funny if it is. Rollover Thursday, I believe, so maybe trying to squeeze some longs. That could be the case, too. He's got it, but it's a team always just think of yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Dude, you totally get it. I love that, dude. Everybody wants you to follow them. That's the thing that drives me crazy is everybody wants to say, hey, I know what I'm doing. Come follow me. And then you get a bunch of people follow that person. They're all doing the same thing. And then they get targeted and whatever they're doing, maybe it was working, stops working, and they all lose money. I've seen this happen many times. No, don't follow me. Let's collaborate. Okay, let's see. Turn on the text to speech here. I will pull over here. I'm going to make sure that I can get messages from my wife here on Facebook. Just in case we have to go outside or something.
Lobo Trader says I enjoy your Discord. Lots of good content. Nice tone when people talk to each other.
Hearing my audio is all jacked up apparently. I enjoy your Discord. Lots of good content. Nice tone when people talk to each other. Yeah. Well, we were a week or two ago. We were kind of going at it because there's a couple of guys in there that were totally in on the bull run, and myself. I try to not make too big of a pronouncement, but I mean, it was obvious that I was not happy about what was going on, and that I thought things were overvalued. And there's this other guy in Discord, Chewy, that I don't necessarily approve of his methods, but he was right. He was right, and he went short, and I think he made money off of it in the end, although he took on a lot of risk.
Ask Our Money Machine says lots of blood today will happen.
Man, that 6J is just shooting out here.
Lobo Trader says agree at Ask Our Money Machine. Anthony K says good morning, guys.
So it's saying that that's coming out of my desktop audio 1. What is that? Oh, and there went my monitor again. The aux input? Well, how come when I come over here I don't get anything?
Lobo Trader says NQ dropped
already
400 handles with the stock still
I know,
closed.
right? Well, that Tesla in particular, man, is just retarded, right? Can I use that word? Retarded?
Gary Rich says suck it up, buttercups. It's gonna get real interesting until or after October.
Voice meter.
Ask Our Money Machine says LOTD of Doom, money long thats need to be bled
totally
out.
Broken. It's hung. Close the program.
Kevin Wimmer says also as I said before, this week is rollover.
I'm going to turn the monitor off here for a second while I try and fix this other thing. One emergency at a time. And as I said before, this week is rollover. Yeah, in the E-mini, it's going to get hard. Now I can hear. Okay.
Kevin Wimmer says also as I said before, this week is rollover.
Okay. And now this other monitor.
Salim L. Wuthering says MEEEERIICAAAA. Seth, I saw you American flag on Discord.
Isn't that a great picture? That's in front of the New York Stock Exchange. They have a big American flag in front of the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, well, I guess we're looking for a new monitor today. Hey, let's see what's on the locals. Let's go to KSL is the local news place. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got out on the KSLs. Let's see here. Monitor 27. I want a 27-inch
says
monitor.
What you said, that was an expensive one.
No, it was a cheapo one. Ooh, look at that one. There's a 4K. That would be nice, actually. I don't want to spend $300. So. No, I think $300 is too much. I would rather get a 3K. Right? These are what? Sorry, wait, what is it? 2560? Yeah, 1440. Oh, it is a 1440p. Okay. So, this one would work.
Salim L. Weathering says get an old one.
This is a kind of a similar thing. It's got a really big bezels. If I could get one more like this. Well, this one's not too bad. What is it? That's a 1920 though. That one's an IPS. IPS would be nice.
Salim L. Weathering says OLED better 4K.
This is virtually a new monitor. But what is it? It's a 1080p. Nope, we want a 3K at least. Get an OLED one? That'd be great. I'm not going to spend a ton. It's not going to be my primary monitor. Unless
Kevin
there's
Rimmer
like
says,
a
get
really
this one.
awesome gaming
Only
monitor.
2,900 pounds. Easy catch.
Wait, what was this? What's this? Oh my gosh. Asus
Def
Pro
Pluto says,
Art.
hey Seth.
Wow. Hey Def, how are you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Salim L. Weathering says Asuzu. Def Pluto says Bitcoin look kind of scary.
Bitcoin, oh, you know what? I haven't checked that.
Says mornin'. Gary Rich says just go loot and scoot one via riot collecting. Don't forget to blackface so you don't get in trouble.
Oh, I'm in Utah. We're not doing that in Utah. I don't know if it looks that bad in Bitcoin. I mean, the larger chart certainly does look scary. Look at that. So I was saying, like, below 10K, well, they'll often do this thing where they'll bust the level and then not actually go. So that might be happening. I've found that sometimes they have to dip and then wait a bit, you know? So power regulator in the monitor must be bad. I'm pretty sure that there's ways to fix the problem that we have with our monitor, but I don't know how to do it. How is that a $3,000 monitor? Because it has an extremely accurate color gamut or something? Jeez. Well, that's crazy. An Apple.
Def Pluto says I actually just bought some altcoins and will buy more any spike down very soon.
You think so? This is my monitor. This is
Kevin Wimmer says we dropped 90 points in the Amini without a Bukni greater than 16 points. This is crazy. Right. Live Action says, does anyone think Trump considering decoupling from China's economy will affect market today?
I don't know if that particular comment is really a huge deal, but I don't know. He's said a bunch of stuff like that before, so I don't think that the market's reacting to it.
Salim L. Weathering says, Seth, your trading is the arch nemesis of mine. I only trade based on order book mispricing and you only trade off of news. Yet we get along with each other.
Well, Salim, I've
Uzi
tried.
Knesset says upside value target on ZB at 76.29.
I've done a lot of stuff with just the order book, but I've just found that that's not sufficient enough edge. Especially not in, either in the E-mini or in the treasuries, because you can just get these wild moves out of nowhere. If you really understand what's going on, it's a much better proposition, I think. $350, man. Last time I looked, there was some really good cheap ones, but look, this guy's, he's got a similar setup. 1080.
Gary Rich says no, this is volume whipping its ugly head. Sept versus October VIX is too much Contago. It's gonna whip its nasty tail. Theta and Vega at its finest.
Yeah. Dude, some of this stuff is getting crazy. Here's the thing, is that based off of the reporting that I've read from Zero Hedge and others, it seems that this was SoftBank taking off positions, taking profits or getting squeezed, and apparently they've taken most of it off. So there's kind of this thing now where it's like, well, maybe it's over. But then, of course, you can just see the NASDAQ this morning and you can say, well, probably it's not. And they've been saying that SoftBank has been performing operations like this since the beginning of the year. So, because I remember seeing some pretty wild up moves before COVID too that we kind of thought were a little bit crazy, right? So, I don't know. There could be more downside, but when I look at the other things, so for instance, there was a note from Goldman, and they were generally still bullish on the economy. They're like, well, we're going to have a short-term downturn, but over the longer-term outlook is still positive. And I'm kind of sitting here thinking, well, okay, like we're going to have this pullback, and then what kind of weakness is it going to expose? That's what we should be paying attention to, right? To see if it can continue or not. And we should be watching the treasuries. And apparently we need to be watching the difference between real treasuries. And I don't know. I need to do some research on that because I don't understand that a whole lot yet. But yeah, I don't know. There does seem to be some people out there that think that this is just going to blow over today and then everything will be hunky-dory. And which is like, okay. We just dropped how much? But okay. But okay. Well, there's not really a well-priced one. Well, this one is well-priced, but I doubt that that's a 1440p. And here, this one is going to be 1080. This one would be okay for my son. He would be just fine with a
Salim L. Wuthering says, how long did you stay in your trades on the order book?
What do you mean? Like, how long did I try to do that, or what was my average holding time? I never did. I very rarely have done the sort of thing where you're only in for a few seconds. I did try an experiment.
Live Action says may not be a bad idea to watch pound today during Brexit negotiations.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Live Action. The pound is getting hammered. I did an experiment for 2 weeks at the beginning of the summer, where I only watched the DOM on the ES and just tried to get 1 point, and it was a wash. I was trying to hit a 70%, 75% win rate or something like that, and I hit it one day, and then the rest of the days it was just kind of a wash.
Gary Rich says at Live, remember I mentioned the Brexit issues.
Yeah. No, the Brexit is a
Salim L. Wuthering says, sorry, average holding time. I got a dumb vocabulary.
Well, when I was taking them in the treasuries, you're talking 5 to 30 minutes. So, but that was just the thing, was that I realized that like the order book can only tell you so much, man, because they can kind of flip it around and make it show you stuff that's it can lie. It lies. I never found a reliable setup through that. And it makes sense. You shouldn't expect to. It's hard. Level 2 changes a lot for starters, and there's a lot of robots in that space. See, these two are probably the best, but they're 1920s. I guess I could just do that one, but this display was so much better. And I guess it must just be the power regulator on it. Like maybe when the power went out. Well, it shouldn't have affected the monitor though. I don't know. Because I mean, it's connected to the UPS, right? My computer didn't restart. Only used 3 months. But it is a 1080. We looked at this one and determined that it was 1920.
Gary Rich says in the next 6 months we can see 50 mil cases of COVID worldwide. That's 60% increase from here. What does or how does the world react to that number?
Okay, so that's a good question. Because I kind of feel that the market is just not reacting to COVID anymore.
Live Action says at Gary Rich, yes, I am glad you're still here after all the battles with Seth's smiley face.
I know, right? I'm a total asshole. You see, I was on the Futures IO forum the other day, and there was a thread about what is your edge. And so, I just came in and I was like, well, I don't think that there's a whole lot of edge available with technical analysis. And I think that most of what you guys think you're trading or that you think is edge isn't really an edge, because they were kind of battling that. Somebody said like, well, people are always coming in and naysaying stuff. So this guy comes in and he's like programming sort of stuff. And so he shows me a back test. And I know exactly what he's doing, right? If you take trades and like maybe you just take one trade a day and you hold them all day, especially if you're mostly taking longs, then you can get a pretty favorable looking back test. And even worse, he was he had ways of filtering out certain periods. So it would go months at a time not trading, right? That's why he wouldn't show the overall stats or like the day by day graph. He just showed like the yearly P&L of it, because there'd be months where it wouldn't trade. And he didn't want to expose that. And I was like, well, because he was arguing about what's indicators work better, right? So we did a bunch of back testing and we found that the Bollinger Band appears to work better, although a couple of other things that we tested about it leads me to believe that the main reason that it appears to work better is because of a self-fulfilling prophecy that it's the most popular. He liked Donchian channels. I kind of back-tested Donchian channels, and I wasn't able to get them to be more effective than the Bollinger Band. At least not on their own. So then he's like, well, I have a strategy that uses Donchian channels, and this is how it's working. And I'm like, okay, so replace it with a Bollinger Band and see what happens. And he plays games with me for 3 or 4 posts, avoiding everything that he, all he can to avoid posting that. And he's like, well, you should at least post a strategy that is profitable, because the ones that you showed were basically break even. They were, because I was showing like, here is just the Bollinger Band, the most simple Bollinger Band strategy. This is what it looks like. Break even, right? And so he says that, and because he doesn't want to post this thing. I'm like, what a load of bullshit. Like, you're messing with us now. You're misleading people because you're showing them a trade that doesn't really, the reason that you're successful is because of your holding time and not anything to do with the technical analysis. And in fact, with the amount of time that you're holding it, you really should be comparing your performance against the index. And I'm going to bet that you would do better if you just bought and held, right? Almost always that's going to be the case. I mean, it's really, really hard to get a swing strategy that performs better than the S&P 500, right? Or, the drawdowns, but he wouldn't show us, like, we didn't get those stats, so I couldn't see what was the maximum drawdown, right? Yeah, it's just, it's so frustrating. And honestly, it's misleading. It's misleading people. So I straight up tell him, I'm like, dude, stop playing games. Like, I can play this game too. I showed him a back test that basically did the exact same thing that his did, and showed positive results and this and that. I was like, stop misleading people. And Bob West, or whatever the name of the moderator is, deleted my post because I said that the guy was bullshitting us. And I just can't. This is a school. Let's see. Mm-hmm. No joke. I said something and it restarted the message. You got to be kidding me. They're like, winds continue to blow. No shit. Okay. 2-hour late start. You hear that, Abby? 2-hour late start. Anyways, I'm frustrated. I was just like, okay, you know what? That's fine. People can just. I won't come in and show people back tested results and explain to people how you're getting in, how you can determine where your edge is coming from and things that might fool you. It's okay. We can just let them live and continue to think what they're doing is working, and they'll lose money. And what am I gonna do? It's just too frustrating for me to try and post on the forums because there's so many vested interests in keeping people stupid. Anyways.
Salim L. Wuthering says, what do you think about the idea of a fast market and limits closer to the best bid and ask? How fast can you pull your order away as a market order is coming to execute it?
Yeah. I mean, if the liquidity gets too light, I really pull back. It's not, I'm really okay with it moving quickly. In fact, the best trading, I think the most success that I ever had was when we had that volatility implosion the first time, and all of the liquidity in the treasuries just completely disappeared. And I did so well with that. And I just took a lot of really small trades when nobody else was willing to do it. And it worked out great. But the swings in your P&L can just be too much, and especially for trading live for me, it's just too much. It's too much stress.
Salim L. Wuthering says, ZB, true too slow for market orders to keep limits on their toes. Live Action says there was a trader from Goldman who would trade the spikes outside the Bollinger Bands.
Yeah, well, it seems to me like, I mean, here's the thing. You just got to remember the indicators aren't predictive. But if it goes outside the Bollinger Band, it's telling you something that's useful. It doesn't tell you what's going to happen, but it's telling you something that's useful that when you put it in context might tell you what's going to happen, right? It's a move outside the Bollinger Band. It's unusual. Why did it do that? And if you can answer that question, you might have an actionable trade. Gary Rich says, wait a minute, Seth, you Facebook message your wife in the same house I do. She's upstairs. I'm not going to go walk upstairs. Lights dimmed there a little bit. Oh, Gary was in the military?
Gary Rich says, I can take it. I had officers enlisted jack me harder in the military. Tough love for sweetheart kindness. Live Action says, one time a trader told me he tried fading the spikes and had to wait 3 months to head back to even.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So like I said, like it tells you something useful, but I wouldn't just trade on it alone. It's the same thing with the moving averages, right? If you take the moving averages, you can get trades that can really run. You can catch the beginning of a trend and watch it really, really run. But the behavior is that it tends to mean revert. So you'll get a low win rate with a high runner. And the faster your moving averages, generally speaking, the better you will do, at least on a 1 minute period. So Hurst moving average, is that what it's called? HSA or super smoother are you're going to be your best performers there. It tells you something. If you're using it on its own, probably you're just going to break even. But there is some use to it. I mean, if an indicator on its own is a break even, then I say you got something there that could be useful, you know? Anyways, I wanted to make a video that's like, okay, what are the best technical analysis indicators? And to go through those and explain, well, here's why they're useful, but then to show the actual back-tested results off of just the indicator itself. But I'm concerned that what's going to happen is people are going to come in and say, well, you're not trading the Bollinger Band the right way. It's just going to be a never-ending, stream of grief. And I'm not sure if I actually want to do it anymore. Because that's what it was in that thread. It was like, oh, well, you're just using it wrong. Well, it doesn't work. You must not be that good if the back test doesn't work. No, it's the freaking indicators don't work, guys. Not on their own. See, can you tell how upset it just makes me just thinking about it and talking to you guys about it?
Def Pluto says, would you trade a bigger market cap asset with higher leverage or a smaller market cap with lower leverage?
I would like to trade a large market cap asset with small leverage. Minimize risk, man.
Salim L. Weathering says, do you think hedge funds have a statistical advantage over the market, or is it that the market is the incarnation of Satan that no one can tame? What do you think about quants?
Well, probably a lot of them don't. I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of studies that show that these hedge funds aren't worth what you're paying. A lot of studies showing that. I'm starting to realize that what happens is you have a guy that's like me. He finds something, it back tests well, but this guy happens to have a lot of hedge fund buddies or is already rich, and so he convinces a bunch of people to pay into it and creates a hedge fund, and that's how they start. And then they find out together that it doesn't work. I'm starting to find that actually happens a lot. But there are some hedge funds that are going to be at the top that are going to do really well, right? I also think that any kind of a large fund is going to have a very difficult time making money trading the game that we are, right? Like the news and things like that, it would move so quickly on them that they would never be able to take a meaningful position for it. They have to play a different kind of a move, one where they have enough time to be able to build up a position and stuff like that.
Dan H. says, I use any and all information for trading. Why limit my tools?
Sure. Well, the issue that I have is that people claim that technical analysis is predictive. They think it's predictive, and I've never seen anything to suggest that it is. Like every indicator that I look at, let me close this. You can go through every individual indicator that comes with NinjaTrader, right? And you're gonna get something like this. This is gonna be your reward ratio, and this is gonna be your probability. And oops. I meant to make a percent sign. Right? And if it has a high percentage, then it's not going to do very well risk reward wise, and vice versa. And it's like this. And what is this line? Break even. And I challenge you, find an indicator where that one indicator on its own breaks outside of that. Is in here. Haven't found it. Don't think it exists. If it exists, it's not popular. We wouldn't know about it. Or maybe somebody made it. Because if it's out there, if it's in everybody's trading platform, their robots are going to arbitrage it out. And then they're going to make the risk reward of that signal conform to that line. Right? The whole thing that everybody's trying to do is just complete nonsense. I understand why they think it works. I understand why it's appealing, but the nature of the market is such that that can never work. You cannot have a technical signal that is popular and provides a positive expectancy. So then you get into, well, we'll just take the indicators that other people have written and we'll combine them. And if we combine them in a certain way, then maybe we'll get something with a positive expectancy. Maybe it's possible. I found ones that can do it on short time frames, but not something that, over multiple years. Certainly not something that's like intraday trading and scalping. Right? Because like I said, I can get trades that they're just in all of the time, basically, and those will backtest profitably. But the chances of those continuing to be profitable are extremely low. They're curve fit too much.
Gary Rich says, hey, I'll give up 2/20. Why? I don't have to do it. Who cares if they keep 22%? I participate in 78% by not doing what they do or work harder. Live Action says, on another subject, did you see report China now has largest navy in the world? Who do we thank for that?
Do they now? They're really trying to hold that whole South China Sea thing, aren't they? And they've been showing off those missiles that would supposedly sink a U.S. aircraft carrier. Yeah, the whole thing is pretty.
Kevin Wimmer says China #1.
It really is quite astounding to me that there are still people out there that are in denial about the strategic threat that China poses. I think that Donald Trump is right to be suggesting that we decouple. Well, I tell you what, I think I got like one tick out of that long in the treasury. I kind of knew that it was a rough spot to try and get long, but with the way the 6J was moving, I thought, oh yeah, it's wrong. It's following. It was a silly trade.
Kevin Wimmer says, how can people think America is superior than China? We are bigger, AHVE more people, bigger navy, and most importantly, we have big wall, and Mongolia had to pay for it.
Mongolia paid for the wall? Is that one? Oh, man. Oh, man. So, I'm interested to see. I should go check Reddit again. So I was wondering, okay, what is going to be the political thing this week? Because it seems like they've kind of all backed off from the Kenosha thing. I think that the left is realizing that Kyle's going to get off. So they're moving on to something else. So the thing I saw from Bernie Sanders today was, oh, Donald Trump is trying to rush the vaccine. I was like, well, I mean, it kind of is a global pandemic, and it's, created a huge problem with the economy. And if we can get a vaccine out, it would save lives and livelihoods. And if we can get that faster and still be safe, why shouldn't we do that? And that does appear to be what they're doing, right? They haven't said that it's for sure going to happen. They say, well, it has to pass some trials, and then if it does, then we know it's safe, and then we will be able to put the vaccine out immediately at that point. And Bernie Sanders is out here saying, oh, they're rushing the vaccine. This is all political. And I'm like, no, trying to delay the vaccine, that's political, you moron. Ugh. So I'm wondering if that's the line that the Democrats are going to try and push this week. Because if they do, I think it could backfire. Although I can see how it would be really appealing to the Trump deranged crowd.
Gary Rich says, look at these yields. Where are you going to get 4+% in this moderate volatile market in the next 24 months? Zero rate thinking.
I hear there are some places in Bitcoin where you can get 4 to 10%. You believe that? I don't think I would trust that, but hey, it's out there. There's a stable coin that gives you 4% interest if you lock your coin. Or there's like the staking. I don't like the staking thing. The staking that they're trying to move Ethereum to, I'm not a fan of that. Because then you really do have a currency that's backed by nothing. Right now, it's backed by the mining power. If you take the mining power out of the game, you get a completely different dynamic. And I'm not so sure that's going to be a positive thing. So then it really is just like, how popular is it?
Kevin Wimmer says, I heard Garlicoin is going to be worth something. Someday,
It
hopefully.
is worth something. It is worth something. No, let's go look. It's been doing okay. It's been doing okay lately. Garlic coin. If you need a coin, try garlic coin. Look, it has a market cap of $100,000 now. That's better than it was. I mean, obviously, it's nowhere even close to its heyday, but there we go. See, look, you see this nice little, maybe. Well, there's my stop. Everyone was into DeFi, yeah.
Def Pluto says everyone was into DeFi recently. Salim L. Weathering says these are fake Joe Biden coins.
When I go and I look at my thing, when it goes up to here, like if it was a 1 cent, 1, 2, I have like $1,000 in garlic coin or something like that. It gets crazy. Uh-oh, here's the school again.
Gary Rich says, I heard garlic coin will fight off vampires or give one hell of a shit sandwich taste.
No school. No school. No school. They canceled it.
Salim L. Weathering says garlic coin. Salim L. Weathering says pay them in Gallic coins.
Yeah, no, we will do it. We're just waiting for when garlic coin is worth $100, and then I'll give free garlic coins out on stream. Because I have like 10,000 of them or something like that. Actually, it was like, I think that I was like, I wanted to mine 10,000 and I ended up mining 20,000. And if I hadn't stopped mining, I should get back into it. If I hadn't stopped mining, I'd probably be like 40,000. Baby Yoda coin. Oh, dude, if they make a Baby Yoda coin, I am in. I am in.
Live Action says Saratoga Racetrack almost gave me $20K on a $20 bet yesterday. I hit 5 out of 6 in the pick 6 bet but took out one horse so the bet wouldn't cost $40 and it won.
Oh, horse racing. So we try turning our monitor back on and seeing if it'll work. Well, I press the button and nothing's happening. So that's not encouraging. Damn it. Wait, did I leave it unplugged? Maybe that's what happened. I think that I might be getting power fluctuations, and that's why it's dying. But I can see now. I can see that the E-mini is just incredibly bearish right now. Got about 15, 20 minutes before they open. Gold is all over the place. And the 6J has subsided. And Treasury, maybe we'll try this again. Man, can you just short the Treasury? Can you just short the E-mini on the open? Switch the outlet the monitor is plugged into, maybe? Well, it's plugged into an uninterruptible power supply, though. So it's not like one of them harmonic ones, so I guess there's that, but... turned off. We hold...
Uzi Knesset says we hold vigil for your dead monitor. Minute of silence.
It's okay, I never really liked that monitor anyways. I honestly never really liked it. Mostly because the bezels are too big.
Dan H says what method do you consider trading for a positive expectancy?
I think that if you want to compete in this environment, that you have to use everything. Including primarily fundamentals and news. Okay. I'm looking up monitors on Newegg. Let's see if there's cheapo ones on Newegg, since there wasn't very good stuff out on. Okay, so I want. No. I just want 27-inch. And 2560 by 1440. That's right? Yeah. What's the cheapest they got? 300? No. Wait. Sort by lowest price. Bet you there's some really shitty ones up the top. 200. 200. Well, that Acer would be fine. That Acer would be fine. Oh, look at 10 half. Look at 10 half stack. This is good.
Salim L. Weathering says, should I watch ES with you again or just sit back and chill?
Just sit back and chill. I mean, I'm just kind of really sitting back. I'm not going to take any live trades today because the windstorm. I mean, I was up, man. I woke up at 3:00 in the morning. It is so loud. I mean, it's 70-mile-an-hour winds out there. It's really pretty crazy. It's interesting though.
Salim L. Weathering says AHHAHAHAHAHAHA.
Yeah. I'm really surprised. So this is a sale. Wait, it's a sale and you save $5. Are you kidding me? This one actually looks better. $2.19. Save 21%.
Live Action says good day to go kite flying.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, I saw this video on TikTok where they were flying kites in China, and it's like a really, really big kite. And there was a 3-year-old. It took like a bunch of people to help throw it up, and the 3-year-old didn't let go of the kite when they threw it up, and so
Salim
she
L.
just got
Weathering
carried
says
up with it.
Down, 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 weight down, up, down, weight down, fight up.
And it was pretty scary looking. Pretty scary looking. Under 350? Come on. Needs to be under 200. 0 to 200. Okay. That's not bad. Hey, look, got a $16 one. 1 day left. Ooh, that one's an IPS panel. Read. 95 hertz. That's not bad. Ooh, this is an Apple one. Ooh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. No way you're going to win that. No way that's going to auction for under 200. No way. I would love that, though. That would be great. That's monitor's actually better than my main one. Okay, there's some backlight bleed. That's not a big deal.
Gary Rich says at Live, imagine Seth living on your coast or mine. He would be very scared. Poll.
Well, I've never... 75-mile-an-hour winds is pretty unusual anywhere that you live. That's hurricane winds. It's a hurricane over here.
Salim L. Weathering says what's the DIF by the way, IPS and LCD?
Okay, so an IPS monitor is the kind of monitor that you get in phones.
Uzi
Well, it
Knesset
used to
says
be.
75 ain't too bad lol.
So with an IPS monitor, you get a better
Live Action says lol,
viewing
especially
angle.
this time of year.
That's
Uzi
the
Knesset
advantage.
says I start to freak at 110.
Well, they're trying, but they're not actually going for it at 11.5 yet. I'm going to set up an alert to just look for monitors. Monitor 27. Save search. Oh, it does not like that. Oh, I'm going to have to retrieve my password, apparently. I mean, yeah, you guys probably can't hear it outside, but I can hear it. It's scary. It's a little scary. Okay. Oh, down tick. Boo. I'm going to lose on this one too, huh? I don't know why I had Reddit up here, but I just was it was showing me stuff on the trading subreddit, and it was like simple and effective, and it had a moving average with the settings on it, and I'm like, why would you be going around trying to promote a moving average? Good grief.
Salim L. Wuthering says you should make a Matt losing trade teeth clench reaction.
No thanks. We got our. I showed you guys the new emojis, right?
Kevin Wimmer says so any bets regarding Open? Will it be a pump or a dump? London session just dumped us 85 points without any fight back from the Bulls.
Well, I would bet that there's going to be at least some selling on the Open. How successful that will be remains to be seen. Here are our emojis.
Vlad Stolyarov says QQQ weakness spy more strong can go test the Lowe's trap bears.
Yeah. I mean, if you were along, would you really want to just buy it on the Open? Think about it. Why would you do that? Nah, you want to sell it. Fine. You want to sell it and then let the shorts overextend and then buy it there.
Vlad Stolyarov says week can end positive. Vlad Stolyarov says volatility expected. Vlad Stolyarov says watch DXY index, it's going up too bad for stocks. Oil down, so kinda neutral opening for me. Vlad Stolyarov says I don't play Open right usually.
Now. Kind of blind without my other monitor to be able to see the correlations. See how our dollar is doing. I kind of thought that might happen. Kind of got a problem with shorts here because they're already like way short. Okay, the treasuries are stacking and stacking.
Block sell.
Salim L. Wuthering says ZB down. Vlad Stolyarov says to go down we usually see heavy sell volume.
Somebody is selling in the treasuries pretty aggressively. Because that's significant stacking on the bid. They're putting 4,000s on there, and they're forcing them to buy into them at, like 10.5, for instance. And somebody is still sold into it, 4K.
Vlad Stolyarov says I had a nice weekend. Buy down market is like saying do you want stress levels back up?
Right. Well, 3 minutes. It's getting really windy out there. I can hear it really bad right now. Well, let's open up Fidelity here. See if we can watch how bad the carnage is over in Tesla.
Vlad Stolyarov says TSLA I got some volume profiles left at 330s. Vlad
Yeah.
Stolyarov says 300 most volume. Salim L. Wuthering says ZB fight. Gary Rich says Nas 4 hours went right under the 200 SMA. Let's see if it can regain strength.
That was weird.
Vlad Stolyarov says it's like seeing irrational market come back to finally test its levels. Will they even be support? We want no until it shows us it can bounce.
Okay, so you see all the guys selling into the open. Badoosh. Da, 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 da. Easy.
Uzi Knesset
call.
says wow.
Easy call. But they're gonna try and buy the dip. Whoa, what's going on? My data all just fucked up because the micros are not
Vlad
in
Stolyarov
line
says
at all.
huge volumes.
The micro ES and the ES are not in line on my screen at all.
Kevin Wimmer says they are gonna kill last week's low lol. Vlad Stolyarov says 3,355 now. Vlad Stolyarov says MES.
My rhythmic data feed must be jacked up.
Kevin Wimmer says 8 more points to go.
8 more points? Where did I get out at?
Salim L. Wuthering says, are you out, ZB? Vlad Stolyarov says it doesn't hurt to have 2 data feeds.
60. I got out at 60. There's the dip. There's the buy dip.
Kevin Wimmer says low was 3,347.75.
It's nuts. It's nuts so crazy. And again, my micro and my...
Air Cages says, hey, what's up?
Hey,
Salim L. Wuthering says, down ZB.
The crypto market not looking so hot today, does it, Air Cages? I might need to resync my data feed here in a second.
It looks like so far.
But that's a lot of volume going through, man.
Vlad Stolyarov says, but could be technical.
Yeah. Well, I say when you get an open that's that obvious, there's always going to be a pushback, right? Just like the more obvious a trade is, the more grief they're going to give you over it.
Salim L. Wuthering says you don't have a data feed.
So that's why it was like when it went down and I got double my risk on it.
Minus 3%, yeah, a bit extreme.
Once I got double my risk on it, then I took it off because at first sign of absorption, in fact. 24 in the
Kevin Wimmer says 24K volume in first minute. That's the highest in a long time.
Well, Tesla's not below 300, so I'm still bearish. But Tesla's above 300.
Says you've got TSLA chart up. Haven't been here in a while, lol.
Yeah, we've been watching these. So individual stocks have mattered lately, so we've been looking at them. What about the Apple? The Apple. Let's bring this over here. Do this. I have a little speculative stock here too.
Vlad Stolyarov says AMD they got to buy the dip.
Wow, Apple at 114. Oh my. They're buying that dip for sure. They're buying that dip for sure, but...
Vlad Stolyarov says I wanted AAPL to test 109 Friday. It never dipped that low.
Well, I always think that a lot of volatility does not speak well for the upside, but...
Gary Rich says throw out rationality, logic and common sense. Think the opposite and you will be just fine. Study your charts and brush your teeth.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some dip buying going on in here. Let's see if we can get our second monitor to work for long enough to be able to
says
see.
Brush your teethies.
to be able to see where some of our spots are.
Air Cages says last time I checked TSLA was at $2,000. What happened? I'm broke.
So when I plug it in, I see sparks coming out
Miro
of the
Kahanik says aloha. Salim L. Wuthering says my teeth are stinky. Salim L. Wuthering says America.
Okay, so seller cost basis is at $33.94. 3,400 is probably going to be upside target. Dollar's still strengthening, although that one's lagged.
Kevin Wimmer says do the opposite. So instead of using a stop, I should just let it run? Got it.
I'll disconnect Rhythmic here for a second and reconnect and see if we can fix Ninja Trader here. Oh my. That's not encouraging. That's not encouraging.
Air Cages says, you mean I can buy TSLA at $350 and sell it at $2,000 again? Yes. Salim L. Wuthering says Rhythmic scammed.
I think it's just me. God damn it. I bet you if I show this. Hey, it does. It works. It still works. Okay, let's grab this.
Vlad Stolyarov says NQ can do another 45 points up.
I can watch my second screen through OBS, apparently. Oh my gosh. Oh, why is it over there? God damn it.
Salim L. Wuthering says boom and ZB down.
Ninja Trader, you have failed me for the last time. No.
Air Cages
I'm
says
so
they should really rename
upset.
TSLA to Elon.
I'm so upset about this monitor, man. It wouldn't be so bad if there was like one sitting out there right now. I was like, okay, let's go buy it. Done. No. It's being a pill. Anybody know how to fix the power regulator on a monitor? Well, look at Tesla's awfully volatile there off of the open. And VIX up and up around 35.
I want to see them break last week's low. Not reverse before that. That's boring. Uzi Knesset says yes, but you'll need a sledgehammer.
I have a sledgehammer. Oh, man. Okay, now I'm getting the data and they're all in sync. So cool. So now we deal with the monitor.
Uzi Knesset says smash into monitor. Problem fix. Vlad Stolyarov says what you don't want to see is lows breaking in NQ now. Vlad Stolyarov says if they do abandon all ship. Gary Rich says oh Bloomberg News. August 5th Inst option trades MSFT, Salesforce, Adobe, Alphabet and FB. Talk about the tail wagging the dog.
News Squawk tweets, it is a red open. Here are a couple of snippets from our daily cash open note published a few minutes after the open. Oh, they have an
Vlad Stolyarov says 11,088 ultimate stops probably for today.
Themes. Tech sell-off continues. Value versus growth. Growth style proxies have weakened in pre-market trade. Value style proxies remain more resilient but still pressured. China names. Trump again raises the prospect of decoupling from U.S.-China economies. Spy editions. Etsy.
Air Cages says, did you know
what is the
GPU
one?
mining is really profitable again? Or at least it was a few days ago.
I've been kind of watching
Salim
that.
L. Wuthering says are still on ZB.
Vaccine. Autos. Energy. Oil prices slide after Saudis cut OSPs. What is that? I didn't understand what that was. What are OSPs? Cloud computing are to be the subject of Italian Google. Cloud, Google, Apple, DBX are to be the subject of an Italian antitrust inquiry over cloud services. And are also being looked at by Australian authorities.
Salim L.
Yeah,
Wuthering says are you down ZB? Vlad Stolyarov says TSLA testing under lows.
So I'm noticing that the Treasury still not moving up, even though things are pretty ugly over there in the E-mini at the moment. Yeah, there they go for another new low. What was the price that you were looking for again, Kevin? Yeah. Sell. And now the Treasuries may be catching a bid. Oh, they're not. I don't know.
Hammer says 3,347.75.
The Treasury might not be as strong as the book
watch out
suggests. Might not be as strong as the book suggests because they're pulling to 400 and they're not hitting them there.
Vlad Stolyarov says NQ dropping like hammer.
Look at the liquidity in the NQ. That's just wild.
Vlad Stolyarov says, yeah, I am not buying dips this early.
Oh, we got the like big auctions this week. I didn't realize.
Gary Rich says Saudi cuts prices on oil to customers. They did this back in 2019. Saudi wants to drop and drive the frackers out of business.
That was the house
Vlad
power
Stolyarov says
fluctuating.
broke lows now. Uzi Knesset says don't buy the derps. Salim L. Wuthering says NQ is wild and pretty. Air Cages says why are we dumping? I thought the markets can only go up. Vlad Stolyarov says 11,088 still ultimate. Winston's mom says good morning, speculator Seth. Good morning, everyone watching who has hit the like button. And will everyone else hit the like button and I will say hello to you, also. Severe windstorms, Seth.
Oh, it's 70-mile-an-hour winds over here, Win.
Vlad Stolyarov says markets dumped BC of Japanese whales, they caused volatility.
You think so? You're talking about the SoftBank thing. You're right. But that's over. So SoftBank is out. Is this all of the bag holders realizing they're screwed?
Vlad Stolyarov says SoftBank rumors.
Oh, that's not a rumor anymore. It's pretty much confirmed. Pretty much confirmed that SoftBank had big trades on and that they took off like 80% of them by Friday.
Vlad Stolyarov says my parents are bag holders.
Oh dear. That's unfortunate.
Vlad Stolyarov says, Zero, I told him not to get involved. I am thinking 90% is retail trapped.
You see that light there? It's kind of flickering. How badly do I want to replace this monitor, man? $200 badly? I'm noticing some people are still just kind of wondering why it's
says
selling.
Maybe wait for turnaround Wednesday BC. I think for Monday this is already priced in on downside.
Well, this is getting awfully crazy, right? I think we're going to need to go and grab this guy.
Salim L. Wuthering says get an old one.
Okay, well, we're well below yesterday's levels.
Gary Rich says oh no sir, the SoftBank numbers were underreported. They still have more to unwind. It's more of 20 plus billion.
Oh, you
Vlad
really?
Stolyarov says do not buy.
Well, no. You might be right, Gary. I think 20 million is right. No, I think that they had 80 billion on and they took 75% of it off, so they still have 20 billion on. Yeah,
privilege, my friends. Mayday, mayday, kaboom.
Right? It's pretty bad. Look at that last 5-minute candle in particular.
Kevin Wimmer says limit down would be fun.
Oh geez, I didn't even think of it like that. I'm just realizing like, oh yeah, it's almost all off. Almost all off is there's still 20 billion out there. Oh my gosh.
Salim L. Wuthering says ZB up. Salim L. Wuthering says ZB up. Vlad Stolyarov says it's only Monday. Vlad Stolyarov says we priced in for limit down. Winston's mom says, clip should speculator Seth buy a new monitor? Any tips, discount advice or hardware advice can be left in the upload comments. Uzi Knesset says 79, 26 winking face.
Well, I know everything there is
Knesset
about.
Says 76, 29 sorry lol.
I know everything I need to know to buy a new monitor. It's just that there aren't any really good secondhand ones out there at this moment.
Salim L. Wuthering says ZB fight. Vlad Stolyarov says AAPL should lead if we rally. Vlad Stolyarov says Dell Outlet had sale. Winston's mom says what kind of monitor would you like? Uzi Knesset says beautiful upside value target rejection right there.
I don't think I'm buying one today, I'll tell you that. But it needs to be 27-inch monitor and preferably a 1440p resolution. That's what we're looking for. So you are seeing a situation where they might be running out of sellers because they've stopped everybody out, man.
Winston's mom says 27 inches 1440 key resolution.
Yeah. So we were just on my local. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I should look at Facebook. Sometimes there's stuff on Facebook.
Vlad Stolyarov says I think sellers who are trapped are too scared to sell.
Too scared to buy, you mean?
Vlad Stolyarov says they might resume if we have a sort of downtrend.
That's it right there.
Gary Rich says the institutional makers were doing credit spreads to dampen the and help liquidity for SoftBank. Apple was one example for SoftBank. Vlad Stolyarov says NQ has offers.
Well, that one would maybe work, but...
Salim L. Wuthering says ZB trades like a lazy slug.
Here's one, but it's $100. It doesn't list what it is.
Uzi Knesset says that lazy slug pays pretty damn well though lol. Popular No V Bulgaria says I am shorting since Friday, WTI, BTC, NDX and AMD.
Oh my.
Kevin Wimmer says man NQ is so thick. If you concentrate your eye you are able to see some 2 digits limit orders lol.
There is dip buying going on. No, I can't show you because it's not there. It's minimized and I can't see on that screen. Lame.
Vlad Stolyarov says seeing dip buying NQ a little.
I don't want to spend $200 on a monitor. I was going to buy the new video card. Yeah.
Vlad Stolyarov says technically we are bouncing off Friday's lows until proven otherwise with new downtrend.
Sure. Well, I tell you what, there was a good bounce there, but it didn't hold at all, and it looks like they want to go down for another new low. And remember, the upside was 3,400.
Says, are you buying the new 3070?
Yeah,
Kevin
I want to get a 3070.
Says, then steal one. Join a BLM protest and wait for your chance.
Yeah. Well, there's this $100 one, but 120. That one fits, but it's one of these. It's got thick bevels.
Winston's mom says popular no V Bulgaria. Does this mean popular in Bulgarian? That is an odd, interesting username, or did Google Translate mess that up?
It's basically the same monitor that I have that's broken, so I kind of am not interested, right?
Salim L. Wuthering says ZB up.
Now this one is better, but they don't say what it is. So I'm going to guess, given the price, that it's not a 1444p monitor, but we'll have to ask them. Treasury finally going, by the way. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. We're going to get a big old rush there. We're going to get a nice level break here at 14.5. I mean, that's a pretty solid setup right there. I would be buying that if I wasn't already in 2 contracts. Come on. Or you know you want to. What? 6,000 contracts not enough for you? Okay, fine. We'll give you 7.
Popular no
We'll give
v
you 7.
Bulgaria says yes, it's popular in Bulgaria, where I am from. Sub to me smiley face.
Maybe we can get 10.
Salim
Maybe
L.
we can get
Weathering
10K.
says weak
We can look
CV
at
up.
that one. Now that one has no bevel. That's a 24-inch monitor, though.
Vlad Stolyarov says, by the way, TSLA was at 335.
This one's a 27-incher, but it also has the large bevel. So, not any better. So here's a good one. Was that the one that I just clicked on? No. It's a gaming monitor, but it has a 16 Hz refresh rate. Come on. And it's a QNX. Yep.
Salim L. Weathering says ZB fight.
Hey.
Vlad Stolyarov says Dell refurbished ultra-sharp QHD USB-C 27-inch monitor, U2719DC $349.99 on outlet.
Okay, that's a 1080p. 349. Well, I found some on Newegg that were 200. It's a 22-inch monitor. My oh my. $10,000 at 14.
Kevin Wimmer says my heart wants the Bears to win this fight, but my head thinks the Bulls are going to win in reverse.
I don't know.
Stolyarov says UVXY kind of fading down.
At this point, so much damage has been done that they are not.
Says this might set up for a dip buy for Bulls 10 a.m.
They may yet buy the dip and save it, but I don't think that they're going to close the day higher per se. Of course, I shouldn't count it out. Anything can happen. Yes, there we go. He bought all 3,000. You see that? That is something that is going to run, folks. That is something that can run.
Salim L. Weathering says boom.
They're just showing me the same ones over and over again now. Here's an AOC.
Salim L. Weathering says fight. Vlad Stolyarov says AAPL pressing against day high.
And look, he's holding a low offer. He's holding a low bid at 14.5. Is there going to hit them and there be another iceberg?
Vlad Stolyarov says bull flaggish kinda.
I guess not. Here's one.
Popular No V Bulgaria says this could turn up very bloody like a Tarantino movie.
Okay, that's that same one. I clicked on that one already. That's like it shows me the same one over and over again. $1920 by 1080. Oh, now this one I think is 1440. Yes.
Winston's mom says a quick look shows Amazon Prime has this Samsung SH850 series 27-inch QHD 2560 by 1440 desktop monitor for business in black, with USB-C, HDMI, DisplayPort, 3-year warranty TAA, S27H850QFN, for $351.22. Vlad Stolyarov says if you want to gamble, buy the dip now. Salim L. Wuthering says ZP up. Salim L. Wuthering says up. Salim L. Wuthering says ZPUO.
Well, they might go for it. So again, the upside of this is 3,400.
Winston's mom says I just wanted to take a quick look over there for some base level comparison point. Do you have Amazon Prime, Speculator Seth?
Yeah, actually I do. So I found one for 155.
Ask Our Money Machine says when everyone long it's probably wrong.
I found an Asus for 155. Small bevels. Oh, 14 goes off.
Salim L. Wuthering says down. Gary Rich says here's a balls VIX trade. Long Sept short October. Safer short Mar long April. This must be closed off in Feb. Vlad Stolyarov says 11,400 upside for NQ probably. Vlad Stolyarov says for today. Popular No V Bulgaria says anyone familiar with Benford's Law?
No, I'm not. What is that?
Winston's mom says if you have an extra $1,500 laying around,
No,
Dell
don't need that.
U4919DW Ultra Sharp 49-inch LED backlit curved gaming monitor with IPS, VESA compatible, anti-glare, tilt, swivel, HDMI, USB 3.0, USB-C, DisplayPort.
My main monitor is a nice monitor. It really doesn't have to be a nice monitor. It just needs to have the right size and resolution. That's why I look for junk.
Lucas says morning Seth, what's your analysis for today's action?
Wow. I hold on a second.
Winston's mom says Benford's Law, the Newcomb-Benford Law. The law of anomalous numbers or the first digit law is an observation about the frequency distribution of leading digits in many real-life sets of numerical data.
I feel kind of useless today because one of my monitors is out and I haven't slept all night because it's so windy outside. But it looks pretty bearish. I mean, what else can I say? It looks pretty bearish. Oh, man.
Salim L. Wuthering says boom.
Oh, they're coming up to, is that highs of regular session now? Yeah.
Lucas says S so thin.
This one is where it's like, oh, well, how much would they need to go up to consider today a successful day, though, right? I guess anything above 3,400 would be really great for them. But, I mean, this could be like incredibly whippy, right? Like they could come up to 3,380, for instance, and then flip back down around and make another new low for all we know.
Winston's mom says such as accounts payable, to detect the over or underuse of certain digits. Winston's mom says Benford's Law has been used to detect fraud in accounting for some time, thanks in large part to the work of Professor Mark Negrini. The distribution is most often used on an individual account basis. Salim L. Wuthering says ZB is going to boom down. Vlad Stolyarov says 10 a.m. now. Vlad Stolyarov says if NQ keeps grinding 11,400 target. Vlad Stolyarov says could also roll and trap bulls.
It's so loud outside. Can you hear that? Oh, it's really wild.
Vlad Stolyarov says DXY 0.8% plus.
It's turning over again. Oh, flips very quickly.
Kevin Wimmer says the only thing I can hear is the Fed's money machine preempting. Vlad Stolyarov says if I was perma-bear I would short rally here.
I don't know. I think that maybe the Fed is a little relieved, to be honest.
Speculator Seth Day Trading says, _SPSBRR, 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 _SPSBRR. Salim L. Wuthering says ZB up. Winston's mom says they call the wind Maria. Paint your wagon, Harv Presnell.
Yes, and the Burr emoji can be yours for the low down price of $1 per month. Click the join button below now. I wish that there was like emoji tiers. You know what I mean? So that we could give you guys the rainbow bear.
Vlad Stolyarov says 11,300 NQ level need to be broken. It was resistance 6 a.m. Popular No V Bulgaria says Benford's law states that in many occurring collections of numbers, the leading digit is small.
Yes, like I've heard.
In sets that obey the law, the number 1 appears as a leading significant digit about 30% of the time.
The wind is so extreme it's shaking my house now. They should go and get that rabbit from outside. I'm sure that she's fine, but if they're all up, they could bring her inside.
Vlad Stolyarov says we are getting the CHP. Vlad Stolyarov says chop. Vlad Stolyarov says this is good.
Well, I thought CHP was a great. No? Well.
Winston's mom says pattern recognition is speculators' superpower and I am fascinated by the Fibonacci sequence, popular in Bulgaria, interesting. Thanks and I will Google to learn more.
I really don't think it is. Everybody that trades seems to think that pattern recognition is their thing. And I'm like, I'm not even sure if that's even actually an edge. Oh man, this kind of a market make you seasick, man. And here I got the wind going on outside. It's like, the world's coming to an end. No.
Vlad Stolyarov says I only traded on 15 minutes. Kevin Wimmer says I always look out for the big dick reversal sing. 100% success pattern. Vlad Stolyarov says for entries.
The big dick reversal sing? Wait, what? It's a big dick and it sings? What?
Vlad Stolyarov says the whales escaped before retail got the bag.
It looks like they mostly got away, yeah. It makes me mad thinking about it.
Winston's mom says in Jungian typology, pattern recognition falls under Ni, introverted intuition but you lead with T, I think. Introverted thinking is accuracy and the ability to manipulate numbers words in your head.
Mm.
Vlad Stolyarov says it was easy to tell.
You would think, but I had so many arguments with people over the last, 3 weeks. Everything's fine. We're undervalued. Just buy the dip, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, this is not, something's going on. This is not normal behavior. This is really weird. You're getting panic bids up on nothing. It's not right. And I'm just kind of sitting here feeling crazy. And then we come in and we find out that it's a big bank or whatever. And it's like totally like that's total. Where is that legal? What they did? I think it may be. I mean, I think it should be. Well, I think it's market manipulation, but I don't know if what they did is actually explicitly illegal. Fat chance that the SEC will do anything anyways. This SEC has been useless. Useless. They're letting them do it. Has ZB come down? I don't know. It doesn't look like it's a little bit. We still appear to be in a pullback in the treasury. I mean, they really came up. They were really pressuring the shorts. So
Winston's mom says, Speculator Seth, do you have your windows open? I can't hear the wind, but you seem very aware of it. I know what hurricane winds are like in Florida. It's oddly disturbing.
That's just a dynamic microphone is really good at not picking up the background noise, but it is so loud. I could not sleep. 2008 really showed how useless the SEC is. Well, they did some things. There was some periods during Barack Obama where the SEC did some things. I mean, they did go after some spoofers and stuff like that. And it does seem to me that particularly in the treasuries that the amount of serious spoofing has decreased. But you can just go in and pump the market by buying calls and then buying the outside the money calls to get everybody. Okay, so there's the power just went out. So we get to test. Hey, we're still going. We're still going. How long do we got? How long do we got? Oh, wait. Why is that still on? Oh, it turned off and on. It's back. We're fine. Now I want it to be off to test this. Let's check in on individual issues, shall we? Well, Tesla had a pretty ugly sell-off. They're still trying to hold it. And Apple is that's a really bad gap on Apple. Let me tell you. Oh, we don't need 5 days, 2 days. Okay. That's a pretty ugly gap on Apple. The VIX is still actually lower. And rare earth resources, it's holding the 76, but it's not really going. Fort 11,400 test would complete the trap. Oh, you think that you're going to move up a little bit more? Are we?
Winston's mom says 34 watching now. Allow me time for a commercial message. Speculator Seth shoots for 20 likes, so please help the channel out by hitting the like button.
Oh, we've had
and
a lot of viewers
gonna
today.
Trade mugs are cool.
Oh, yeah. We forgot. I always forget. We should be pushing this stuff every time. I'm not a sales guy. I'm not really selling. Well, we should because we need a new monitor, and I put everything that I had in the account. Trader's gonna trade mug. Link in the video description below. You actually don't need to. I have the reason why I was saying now is a really bad time is because I have some money that I could use for the monitor. It's just not somewhere that I can use it today. So we may just have to deal with only having 2 monitors for a few days. Which is unfortunate. It's most unfortunate. Let's see if we can search monitor. Common faults in power supply. I don't think that's it. Well, it could be that the power supply that I got is just no good. Okay, they're going bid at 14.5 again. I'm gonna put one up in here. I think they're gonna go for 16, but I think the reason why there's so many at 16 is just because they like to mess around with 16.
Gary Rich says Sept that REMF is very dangerous.
Yeah.
They are burning cash 1.4 mil a year. The burn rate only lasting 3 years.
Yeah. So the reason we did that one was because they're passing a bill just for them. Well, it's a bill to reduce the mining overhead for rare earth miners in the United States. But that mine is literally the only one. So Congress is passing a bill just for them. But you're right, they are burning cash. I'm aware of that. And I didn't put much in it. You can see it's like $100 or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But they're getting help from the government, dude.
Gary Rich says REMF is cheap for a reason. Unless they find rare metals on the moon,
No, they
it's a
have
dog
rare.
with mange.
Oh, hold on. Oh, they're gonna grab the rabbit, so we have the baby. We have the baby. Hello, baby. Hello. Oh, I went out there and checked on her, and she was okay. Getting pretty bad now. Mm-mm. Really? Well, apparently my street is a disaster zone. They're going to declare a disaster zone here. The president's going to come down and visit. It's bad. No, probably not. Probably the president wouldn't come. That'd be fun if they did, though. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So we were talking about rare earth resources. So they have a mine. It's in Wyoming. They are losing money. And the government is passing laws because they want these guys to be successful. So that's the play. I understand that it's cheap for a reason. That's why I didn't put a lot into it. But I like it. I think that when a Congress is passing a bill just for you, that's yeah, you're in a good spot. And I mean, we have to do it. I mean, really, with the way that things are going with China, we have to get rare earth mineral independence from China. We just have to. And that mine has some. There was another play. There's a refiner, but because the bill was specifically for the mines, I bought the mine. It's been doing well too. I got a good price on it, and it's been holding up when the rest of the market is falling apart. Okay, so that E-mini. Let's see here. So they did not make a new low on that last retest, and they did make a new high. But it's still awfully tough. It looks like that they've probably stopped out most of the shorts from the regular session. There's probably still people all the way up to 39.90 on the extended session. One bill and one mine won't raise that. Well, who said that they were going to raise back to $12? But the tax advantages that they've got, that's going to be significant. Let's see here. Let's go back and look at the bill. There's more recent news about it. Mining Global. There's a whole website about mining news. Oh, I saw somewhere. If you really wanted to know, well, we could go and do that. No, I want to know. I'm trying to find you the details on it here. Let's see here. And that treasury's having a hard time staying up there. Maybe it was this one. I need to go and find the thing. So I don't actually know how much it's going to reduce it. I understand there's a risk to it, though. I like it. I want to be in rare earth resources or minerals, like the sector rare earth minerals. I want to be in that because the United States is going to have to develop it. You got one mine here, so you got Congress out there basically passing a bill just for you. What's the bill worth in after-tax credits? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But I don't think the measure would give tax incentives. But I'm trying to let's see if we can find the name of the bill. Bipartisan bill. Oh wait, here it is. Here it is. Oh no, that's not it either. Rare Act text. That's what it's called. Why is it doing that? That still's not the text. You dropped something there, bud? You want me to get that? Oh, wow, you threw that. How'd you throw that all the way over there?
Block by.
Ah, here it is. I think. Lance Gooden. Vicente Gonzalez. Well, there's this one right here. I don't know if it's the same one. Ding, 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 ding. No, that's not it. That's not it. Hey, look, now we're finally. Oh, and then we did. Okay, cool. We took the profits. That's good. Rare Earth Act of 2019. I don't know if it's actually been introduced yet so that we can read it. So I don't know what the degree of the tax benefit is. So we'll just see. Apparently they're outside grabbing the bunny and yelling and screaming. I don't know if you can hear all that. Well, curious that the treasuries continue to be bid despite the E-mini recovering most of that sell-off off of the open. I have to say it did play out pretty much how we expected, or initially expected at least, where there was a strong initial sell. I think that sell was way more than I expected, but I wasn't really looking at the charts, so maybe I just, I feel a little in the dark. But yeah, we came up. It's fine. That all looks normal to me. And on the way up now, to really push, I think that they're going to want to try and recover 3,400. And it is going. It kind of looks like they're playing the game again. Because when it goes, they're chomping at the bit, But I mean, they did that on into the close on Friday, and then we did all this. So we should be careful about that because they're playing some games with us. And they, by the way, they sure stacked the bids there with the treasuries. Oh, you know what? We need to fix this. Friday had sell-in balance, so somebody got out late day. I don't know. It was all sorts of messed up. It was all sorts of messed up. Sort by date of introduction. They definitely haven't put it in, so I don't know how much it was. Here was one by Ted Cruz. Oh. This bill, okay, so here it is. This bill allows a new tax deduction for 200% of the cost of purchasing or acquiring such critical minerals and metals extracted from deposits in the United States. That's 200% of the cost of acquiring the minerals. So they can deduct double what they pulled out of the earth. That's a pretty big deal. Am I wrong? Especially if you're a mine. So that's play. I'm trying to learn more about it, but that was one area that I've been looking at, and I saw that opportunity, so I decided to do just a tiny little speculative trade on it. And it's been going well. I'm happy with it so far. That light is just like... I'm surprised that the power hasn't straight up gone out yet. I'm sure that this is just like trees brushing power lines somewhere, but at some point it's going to just die, I'm sure. I'm almost certain of it. Oh, look at this. Aggressive stacking at 15. You gonna squeeze him into 16? You think so? How many toys have you dropped on the floor? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that they're gonna put the bunny somewhere where it's gonna chew through everything? Well, I'm going to have to go check on chickens at some point. I hope that the chickens are doing okay in their coop. They should be fine, but there's still some venting in it, so I think they're probably a little scared and all huddled up, but they should be fine. They coming back quick. They pulled them bids. I think that it's time for me to get out of this. Okay, so they're kind of on the edge of, they've pushed out all of the shorts. Not sure if they can make it up to 3,400 or not. Like, there's a potential for a reversal here, and if they do, I mean, heck, they're probably going to go all the way back down to the other end. But I am noticing that the shorts are very down. Like, for the shorts to even be making profit from the regular session, we would have to make a new low. Are you short, Zian? Do you not know how to read a DOM? You see where it has the blue price there at 139.11. And then you can see each price here, how much you make or lose. Yes, sir. Well, stop throwing all your stuff off. And then here is your teething ring. And here is your. There you go. And we're happy again. Am I gonna? Man, missed it. I was look away for a second. I should have sold 14. That's okay. That's okay. I actually was getting out of them up here in the right spot. So, how far? Where are we at? Oh yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Kind of doing the dance. Notice how this hasn't flipped yet. They'll get close, but then this stacks. Ooh, that E-mini. Ooh. Move this over here. He just smiles at me. I'm like, okay, yeah, you can do that. All right, fine. Well, I mean, we made money out of it, not nearly as much as we should. Oh no, you know what? It was fine. We oh jeez. Oh jeez. Um trade column include close P&L. I did way better than I thought. All right, that wasn't so bad. I was like, oh, we'll only make 62. Okay, whatever. We made 4 ticks on one contract, and we made like 8 ticks on the other 2. It's all good. I wish that I had gotten that other one out though earlier. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Deep regrets. Billionaire admits he lost 41 million day trading stocks September 8th, 2020 at 10:30. Market watch. Just think no one here has to go home tonight to explain to their wife why they lost $41 million day trading stocks. It's a lot. I do think that the treasuries could come back up here and make another new high later today, but at the moment they're a little overextended. So
Mahdi El Mesaudi says hi, man.
good morning. How are you? Ooh, Tesla pushing up there. Yeah. Still down 14% though. Oh man. That's still 14%. Ooh. Wow. So when you consider that at the bottom, that must have been like 25% in a day, that's a lot for one day. I don't think they're done yet though. No, sir. I think they got to get below probably 250. No joke. Everyone bought this uptrend thing, yeah. Like all of the shorts are out. It appears to me that the shorts are all out. So I suppose that the pressure is going to be up, largely up, but man, you know, like how much would it take to flip it back down around again and then they sell and break another new low, right? It's a very testy trade, I'm sure. You say Zian's looking down. You just sure did pull a lot of significant bids there, didn't it? And like I said over here, they're still not even close to back all the way. So looks like my dollar is up, but not a ton. 6J just hanging out up there. I think the conditions are right that we could see another move up later in the treasuries, but I think that we're probably done for the day. Looks like they want to fill out this 13 a bit. And volatility is a lot weaker. Well, should we be careful about what we read from the volatility index? Because as all of these options trades unwind, that's going to affect the VIX, even though it could still be negative, you know? PRT saying that Rhythmic is giving you spotty data. You're pretty likely to get some issues today. I mean, this is going to be like that. They all have their bad times, if we're honest. You say it's a highly optimistic target for 3,400? I know that it seems like it's far away, but if you factor in all of the short contracts from the overnight, that's where their position is. So that's why I'm calling 3,400. Of course, that doesn't mean that they're going to make it up there. That's just kind of like the key inflection point where it changes for them. What? Would you like your Triceratops back? Pull the thing back. You gotta clean the thing back. And you heard they no school today, right? No school? No school. It's canceled. It was late start first, and then they updated it, and it's no school.
Oh, cool. They just had online today, so I wasn't really.
Yeah, I'll keep going. We'll go till 9:30 like we usually do, and then I'm gonna have to go outside and look around, and we might have to do some work. We might need to help some people out there, man. If I'm actually, let's go look. I'm gonna go look right now. I'll be right back, right? Oh, it's bad. They said, oh, this tree is down and this tree is down, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah, probably a couple of leaves or branches that weren't really very solid to begin with. Down, there's this tree across the way there that they had been trimming it. He had trimmed it quite a bit, and it's completely uprooted. Like it's literally the roots pulled out. Utah high wind warning. No, X. Yes, I'm in the red zone. Let me show you. I'm in the red zone. Yeah, it's on their house. Yeah, so before I got distracted, then there's the other house across the street. It's uprooted as well, and it is on their house. It is literally on their house. Do we got? Wait, I'm not sure if that's. Well, I'm not sure whose house it is. I think I know whose house it is, but I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna have to go take it. I don't know if a car got. I don't see any cars crushed, but it's pretty bad. And then the tree over there is uprooted too. So it's not just like broken bread. The whole tree is out. Yep, Wind found it. I'm trying to find. Oh, there's a little light flash again. Okay, so power just went out. Now, why is that not going out? And why are those not out? That one out, though. Anyways, do they have the? There was a picture. Where is it? Oh, it's pretty bad. I can't find it anymore, but there was a picture that had it showed the where the gusts were expected to be, and we were right in the red zone. Okay, there's another one, but that is staying on. That is so interesting. I honestly am hoping that we get a true power outage. I want to see a true power outage and see how my system deals with it. I've tested it before, but I want to see it work for real. Come on. And we're not in any trades, so Oh, they're turning back down again. Pretty hard. Okay, so 33.46 is seller's cost basis now. So they may just come down there and bounce. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sellers caught there that might want to get out. But it's just kind of this situation where any kind of move to the downside has a chance of just, the bottom falling out. Just like what Vlad's saying here, right? Yeah, that's the picture that I was looking for.
Vlad Stolyarov says it might accelerate down here.
So I live right in that little red area. Okay, so I'm just noticing as we getting closer there that it's slowing down a bit. Yeah, look at the cumulative deltas. One of those days where I really have to zoom out. Notice how much the level 2 changes. That short-term level 2 read is like not even very useful. News Squawk tweets, why equity traders need to pay attention to bonds. We've been saying this quite a lot post-pandemic. Morgan Stanley says PE multiples and S&P targets depend on 10-year yield assumptions more than ever. The bank presents some scenarios based on ERP versus 10S yields. And there he's going through the different yield scenarios. And he's pointing out that if we were to move up a couple of basis points, it would have a pretty dramatic effect on the S&P 500. So oil's still hitting down? Oh, yeah. Oh, oil is so ugly. Ew. Oil. Why have you forsaken us? I always get concerned when I see the oil coming down like that, because when things got really bad in the S&Ps, it was when we got this like oil war between Russia and Saudi Arabia and everything, right? Ooh, that hurt. Chinese purchases have slowed since mid-July. The comeback in American gasoline demand has stalled, and the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries is boosting output. Strengthening dollar added to the pressure on oil. Yes. It's interesting, though. The dollar strength, anytime that the dollar strengthens, it has an impact on all of these other assets. But then, like, the dollar goes back down and they say where they are. And the move in the dollar hasn't been that significant. Like, 93 was, like, really low, We're like, oh, okay. We rose back up to where we were last week. Oh, no. Flight to safety. Hey, look, we did get back up there to the top. Is that not what I said? Are you listening? Salim. Did I not say they'll go back up later? It's a good thing that I had gotten out where I did. Because they went quite a bit lower, didn't they? I could have bought again at that point if I really believed in it. But airlines are up. Promise of stimulus. I'm really concerned that my wife is not going to have a job. I'm starting to realize she really likes being a flight attendant. We're going to have to find her a new career. Yeah, it's pretty whippy. That's pretty crazy. I don't think any work's going to get done today, guys. I think I'm going to go out into the wind and cut trees down. Maybe. I mean, I'm concerned about the house across the way. No, I contacted some people. We'll see what they're saying, but I'm a little concerned that it doesn't look like it's damaged the house, but I'm concerned that further wind could push it and it could damage the house. So I'm wondering if we're going to go and do something about that. Are you using a chainsaw? I would hope that we use a chainsaw, but probably somebody else will use a chainsaw and I will just pick things up. Jonathan Corpina. I have no clue who that is. Yahoo Finance is tweeting it though. Let's read what it says. To see this pullback here from a trader's perspective is certainly healthy. We cannot have a one-way market either if it's going straight up or straight. Okay. Yeah. Yes, this is good. This is a good healthy pullback. We can move back up next week, guys. It's all okay. Meanwhile, Zero Hedge tweets, there is no recovery. So we always so bearish over there. Hu Xixin, based on what I know, China will sanction senior U.S. officials who visit Taiwan and American companies which they have ties with. They will never be allowed to enter Chinese mainland, and U.S. companies they have ties with will also lose mainland market. Ooh. Oh, because they visit Taiwan? That's bullshit. Fuck you, China. You know what? Makes me mad. It's okay. I need to just relax, guys. I'm too stressed out. You know what I was doing yesterday? I was playing Diabolical. Actually, I did pretty good. I was killing it. But then afterwards, I was so mad. So mad at everything. Analytics says bye-bye, spy. Well, I think that tweet there by Who is a good sell, to be honest. Oh, I missed it. Well, you'll look away for a split second. Okay, cool. We'll just the tepid try there. I don't know. This is probably a crapshoot because the market is moving so much. The possibility of it moving into my stop is probably pretty high, but I think that's sellable. So questions. Question: who has ties to Secretary of State Pompeo? Getting an okay down move so far, but I think we'd like to see quite a bit more than that. Good. Very good. Ooh. Ooh. Well, you know what, Who? You're an asshole, but at least thank you for putting it all on Twitter so that we can trade it. This oil is killing everything. Kind of wonder how much of this sell is actually due to Who or not. Ooh, the old secretary say would have meant they would have to sanction ExxonMobil. Ooh, that's a good point, Pascal. Yeah. We'll pull back here. Let's just like move this so that we don't like. We can kind of let this run. Or at least try. There's another little power fluctuation. Well, I wanted to get out at 50. Gonna regret not clicking. It's kind of looking like so. Maybe, yeah, there you go. That's too close for them to not go for it. Well, it was still a good trade, even though I didn't. I really should have. Been more aggressive with holding it and stuff. Oh, and that really turns. That really turned. Haha, short. Yeah, it was a short. That was a good short. No, I'm proud of it. I'm not proud of how I managed the trade, but I'm proud of the trade. It was a good trade. And I let it come back too much. I was thinking, well, I could take 50 or I could try and let it run. If it goes down, they could go to 46. So I said, okay, worth it. Worth it. But they didn't, I saw the turn too. I was like, well, here's my chance. And I decided not to do it. So bad choice there, but all it takes is a single print to move price. Right? It comes so fast. This is why I really don't like trading this with live count. It's just not. I mean, Thursday, Friday, last week, go for it. When it's just starting, because you can just go short in this one spot before everybody else figures out what's going on. But by the time that CNBC and everybody on Facebook is talking about it and stuff, then it's too late. Then you get crazy action. Turn something off over here. All right. I mean, I'm tempted to just try it again, but kind of looks like noise to me now. And that trade that worked out, maybe that's just luck. The market doesn't seem to be reacting too severely to the Mr. Who. It's kind of reverberating around now, though. I saw it just as he posted it, and that's when we went short. Okay, now it is off. That is... Oh, my camera is gone. Oh, my camera is not in the UPS. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, is it going to come back? Is it going to come back? Is this the end? Will Seth's power come back on? Find out next time on. Well, I said I wanted it to happen, right? Oh my gosh. Ooh. You know what? This isn't coming back. So I am going to shut down. Hey guys, be careful out there. This is a wild market. Trade it sim. Unless you have a really big account, minimize your risk, right? Minimize your risk. Yeah, most moves have already played out. Well, it's not that the move hasn't already played out. I mean, who knows how much downside there still is left in this, right? It's just that it's not going to go without some fight now, right? You're getting into this situation where people go so many, there's so many people getting in and taking these swings and stuff that it shakes you out. And if you didn't get in on like the early safe price, which today would have been before the open, then you kind of just get chopped around. And it was just like we saw with that short, right? It was like, yeah, I got 10 points, but it came back just as fast. And I didn't take the profits. You look a lot sexy with the black screen. Thanks, Gary. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. And in the meantime, stay profitable.